Hi, I'm Dave Syme with David Syme Consulting. I am a business analyst. I am a project manager, technology expert. I have been in technology since probably 1984, which was actually before IBM PCs were even invented. And I've been on the hardware side of the game doing networking. In fact, I was one of the first Novell authorized networking guys in California. I've done my share of software development, did a lot of hands-on large projects. In the last 10 years, I've been focused almost exclusively on business analysis. I've been a business analyst for Kaiser, for Bank of America, Lawrence Livermore Labs, HealthNet, and a bunch of others. And the real focus of my practice these days is the business analysis. My two primary industry areas of industry focus is the finance industry and the healthcare industry. I'll discuss healthcare first. I've done actually 2 tours of duty for Kaiser Permanente Healthcare. The first engagement I had with them was approximately a year, where I was hired to teach their in-house COBOL programmers, their mainframe programmers, their guys who were using 1960s technology, and bring them up to speed on all the latest internet technologies, ASP, SQL Server, ActiveX, JavaScript, HTML, all that kind of thing, and help them build truly interactive applications, but more as a mentor and as a tutor. That was one of my healthcare engagements. My second tour of duty with Kaiser was actually very interesting. Kaiser has about 12 districts, 12 regions, which are completely heterogeneous. They run on different hardware, they run on different software, they run on completely different database, completely different data schemas, completely different software. They don't talk to each other at all. There is no communication between their systems. It's so bad, in fact, that if you're in Northern California and you dip into South Fresno, the Southern California group has literally never heard of you and has no computer way of finding out if you're even a member. They have to literally place a phone call. It's a crazy system. Anyway, I and a team, I was hired as business analyst to come in and help design the first data warehouse that Kaiser ever had, and to absorb data from all of the different regions, do the data transformations, do the XML, do the we had to write a lot of custom C stuff. We obviously had all the ETL tools, but we wanted to write custom code, and actually we were forced to write custom code for a lot of the error checking and a lot of the transformations that needed to happen. And that was a huge project. That was one of the largest undertakings that Kaiser's ever had. I was business analyst on that, and I also was after we had done all of the artifacts, all of the use cases, all of the class diagrams, all of the swim lane thing, all the objects designed, all the classes. After all of that was designed, they kept me on to continue forward and be project manager to actually implement the system. I also did an assignment with HealthNet, where again I was brought on as a business analyst. HealthNet was renewing their government contract. They supply all of the health care for the veterans who are no longer active, and it's a huge project. It's probably half of HealthNet's business is servicing the veterans. And they were coming up for a new 5-year program, new 5-year contract. And the new contract specified a lot of new requirements. So I was brought on along with 2 other BAs to go through and get all the requirements documented, document the old system, and document how all those changes could be accomplished within the time frames. Unfortunately, HealthNet actually lost the contract. They actually did not get renewed. They had had it for 10 years. And that 5-year contract they lost, and unfortunately we were all terminated when that happened, because not only did the funding go away, but half of the revenue for HealthNet went away. Subsequently, they litigated, and about a year later, they actually did secure the contract, but that was too late to save my engagement. Oh well. I also did a lot of consulting with UCSF Neurosurgery Unit and UCSF in general. I did a lot of business analysis work there. They brought me in to overhaul their entire system, to overhaul hardware, their networking, their software, their people training, their security. They brought me in to do a complete systems audit, which I accomplished, and then they kept me on also to implement a lot of the changes that I had documented. And they wanted full artifacts. They wanted it very formally using UML and so forth. So we did that using the full RUP methodology. And I've had several other smaller contracts with healthcare organizations, but healthcare is certainly something that I'm well versed on. I have been through the full HIPAA training. I am HIPAA certified as far as Health Net's concerned, and I understand a lot of the security issues that go along with HIPAA and a lot of the confidentiality things. That's my healthcare background. With regard to my financial background, my master's in business administration is actually in finance and also business information computing systems, BICS. So I was a joint major between the two. So I do have a very heavy finance background. I do understand all of the Black-Scholes option pricing formulas. I understand the Miller and Modigliani asset valuation models. I understand forward things. I understand international finance, the whole 9 yards. So from an educational standpoint, I've got a tremendous amount of formal education. Secondarily, I did a major year-and-a-half contract with Bank of America where I was the business analyst to design a new system. When a customer comes into a branch at B of A, they actually and asks for, let's say, a 90-day loan pegged against the interbank offer rate or prime rate, and they want it for 90 days for $10 million, and they want to know what would that cost me. Well, prior to my becoming involved with B of A, that branch manager literally had to call the rate desk, which is this huge, literally football-sized room, where all the currency traders sit and yell at each other with phones on both hands, and they literally had to look at what the current market looked like for that money, and they would literally give them a quote right then. A human being would. And that quote was only good for like a day or two because it was literally what the markets for currency were at that immediate moment. And then the branch manager would then get that information, put a risk premium on it, and quote it to the customer. The problem with that was that they had 15 or 20 people on rate desk handing out quotes, and the branch managers felt inhibited because they knew that they were inconveniencing some very high-paid people. And so there was limited desire to use to quote rates. What they brought me on to do was automate the entire process, to grab Reuters feeds from all the latest trades that had happened, to transform those into data that was usable under the B of A schema, to then build a corporate intranet wherein all the bank managers could actually query the internet via the intranet, query the system, and get back a real-time quote for an unbelievably broad variety of scenarios. So that really sums up my financial experience, the financial contracts that I've had. Finally, I'd like it if you would go back to my website, and on the home page you will see several of my publications. I try to publish regularly. I feel it's every business analyst's obligation to try to make the contribution to the field, to try to help other business analysts understand the nuances of various things. Anyway, that's it for me. General introduction. Again, I'm Dave Syme, and I am a contract business analyst.